Listen, I'm here to start problems. I'm gonna be in trouble
Hey,
for this one too.
we're gonna be partners in crime tonight. We're gonna be
It's
partners
gonna be
in
a
crime.
problem.
Let's do it.
Yes, sir.
Let's do it. Common sense, right?
Hmm.
You would watch football growing up, of course, Washington Redskins, and until I got older, I would realize, yo, his skin is just as dark as mine on that logo. Florida State Seminoles, same thing. The Olmec statues found in Mexico, they had wide noses,
Right.
black features. Why is it so hard for black people here in America to accept that these people look just like you? And there's so much evidence out there that it's right in your face, whether it was the Cleveland Indians, Boston Braves at the time, they'll have a young black child go out there with feathers on everything. But now, like, we can't even fathom that we can be indigenous to this same land.
Because of what you just started out the conversation with.
Hmm.
Why is it so hard to believe, or for black people to believe?
Hmm.
Because see, that's what we do. We start out with that.
Black.
Black.
Yep.
Right?
That's the terminology.
Right?
Yeah.
So, what I like to say is real simple. Caleb,
Mm-hmm.
I owe you $1,000.
Mm-hmm.
I owe you $1,000.
Mm-hmm.
Next month. Caleb, I know I ain't paid you.
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna make sure I get that $800 to you.
It's gonna start getting lower and lower.
Right?
Yeah.
This is black.
Mm.
When they said red man, matter of fact, I'll do one better for African American people.
Mm.
Light skinned women was called what?
Red bone.
Oh, let's stop.
Copper colored people. Yeah, put a
Called
penny in their
what?
hand. Yeah.
Light skin.
Yep.
Red.
Mm.
Right?
Right.
That's the truth of it.
Mm.
Even when it comes to the word Indian, the root word, I hear these brothers who are historically astute and self taught, and they say, oh, the word Indian comes from indigenous.
Mm.
Wrong.
Mm.
Came from indigo.
Mm-hmm.
What is indigo?
Mm. Mm.
See, when you start getting to the root of a thing, the indigo is what they saw in the color of the people. So now when I look at my lighter skinned brothers and sisters, because that's what I call them,
Mm-hmm.
you don't look indigo to me.
Mm-hmm.
You don't look red to me. Your hair isn't wavy, isn't copper tone. It's the same thing they did to Jesus. Yahshua HaMashiach, Emmanuel, whatever you want to name him, right?
Yeah.
The Bible
It
that they put
describes
right
him.
in front of everybody, they describe him
They got a whole
completely.
different picture.
Oh my God, what they say?
Ah,
Bronze,
yes.
burnt.
In a furnace.
Okay,
Hair like wool.
okay, but
Yeah.
we got images in black churches all around the world of what?
It's a hippie.
White man, blue eyes.
Yeah.
Opposite to what we're being taught. And
Mhm.
again, I'm not trying to step on people's toes, but I'm talking about let's take information and read it the way it is.
Mm.
This is why the book is translated. The word translate means to change.
Mm.
When you read something in its original language, when you go back to the root of it, Negro, black.
Mm.
Anyone who's Spanish knows. Morenos,
Yep.
all means what?
Black.
Black.
Yeah.
But then we say, my shirt's black.
Shirt's black. Yes.
My skin is. Well, how would you
Red.
define me?
It's red. Yeah. Mm.
You see what I'm saying? Go back to, I owe you $1,000,
Mm.
but it's $800 next month.
Hmm.
This is the part of what I'm saying to those of us. Every Native American tribe I've met, every federal petition I've met, all use Jim Crow and the Plecker Law
Mm.
and eugenics and all the different things to argue their federal petitions.
Hmm.
They have to identify as Negroes to be recognized as a Indian tribe.
Mm.
Think
That's
about
deep.
that.
That's deep.
Southeast Indians
Wow.
that apply has to prove they have Negro in them to be recognized.
Mm.
Don't believe me? Look it up, check it out. My argument has always been to them. Why is the Yamassee a problem? I can tell you why the Yamassee is a problem. Because we're the only tribe that look like we were identified.
Mm.
How do I fake being a Negro?
Hmm.
They be like, oh, y'all pretendians. How do you fake being a Negro? If this is a description of my people, how do I pretend to be something that I, quote, look like?
Mm.
But you're descendants of us. Let's do one better. They say Seminole, Seminole, Cimarron, Maroon.
Mm-hmm.
So I hear my Maroon brothers say, oh, we're Maroons.
Yep.
To them, that equates to African. No, it doesn't.
Mm.
Cimarron, runaways, wild ones,
Mm.
the runaways. And you'll hear Seminole people say, no, that's not true. Well, I got links in our IG that says, yes,
They don't want for that to come out.
they don't want that to come out.
Yeah.
Because, see, they don't know. They're still following the same oppressors that they say oppress them. They're following their information. Most of the websites and information you get in Native American tribes that they say is oral tradition isn't oral tradition. It is a regurgitation of what the Europeans said.
It's written tradition. Yeah.
Right? But when we look at the word Seminole, runaway, you're going to tell me those you see as Seminoles today look like Negroes on a slave plantation. That the colonists couldn't mistaken them. Those my Negroes. You're going to tell me that the slave narratives inside of the court documentation, the judicial system that they have within the Lord proprietors, and all of the documentation that they have, which identified these as people as Negro that came off a ship, because that's what they did. They falsified paperwork. What do they call them? What is the terminology? I'm looking. I just had to come up with this the other day. Not the memoir, the manifesto.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Oh, Aaron, hey, he on it with the document.
I appreciate
so,
you.
Hey, that's gonna be
100%.
you got it. Yeah.
Thank you. So in the manifesto, it says from Africa, blah 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 blah. Right? So how do you, as this light-skinned brother, say that I look like my original people, I'm full-blooded, and you don't look like none of what they described your people as? But I can show you where the Creek people, all identified as Negroes. Matter of fact, I can even show you where books say the invention of the Creek Nation, which people hate when I do that.
Wow.
When I sat before Stephen Hahn and we had the 300th year anniversary for the Yamassee War, and the question was asked, it sounds like you're saying, what was the difference between a Creek and a Yamassee? And the man paused, and you could see him breathe like, I got to really answer this. He said there was none. Why? Because the Yamassee were identified as Negro. The word Creek was invented for the purpose of treaties. They could not beat the Yamassee. And this is truth, and this is something people can look up. From the Yamassee War of 1715, which is when the West Indian slave trade just coincidentally stopped,
Wow.
to the Seminole War and Third and Second Seminole War. Let's go back. What is a Seminole? A runaway. A Maroon, Seminole. Runaways from the slave plantations. I mean, are we putting it together? Are we putting it together? It's why movie productions and documentaries are coming now and coming to us and coming to me and saying, hey,
right.
we need you in this, because they need to be factually correct in their documentation. And it becomes a problem to people who say, he don't look like us.
That's right.
He don't look like us. He's pretending. I can talk this way. I can do this. I speak the language. I can sit here and put on, a little Ebonics and sound like a native person. I can walk in the hood, and I can sound hood. We got white people that walk in the hood. You can't tell them from a black person. You just close your eyes and listen to him. He sound like, right? Does that make him who he is? No. So yes, we can play the game if we wanted to. We have Yamassee people that look like modern day Indians, but they will tell you that I look this way because my ancestors was raped. That is the true acceptance.
Yeah.
That is the truth amongst people today. 2 years, 3 years ago, before COVID, we had the end of the world as we knew it. When everyone of color said enough is enough against people of color. Enough is enough. George Floyd changed the whole dynamics of the world.
That was major, yeah.
You and me?
Yeah.
Different countries, Native people, no one said anything derogatory against a person of color at that point. We're all team tired. COVID came in, separate, y'all good. Y'all stay away from each other. And then everybody went right back to their typical racist way of thinking and ideology. It took that much for people to start forgetting what we first united for, what we got tired of,
Wow.
and went back to the normal. So now you have people like myself and my people in my tribe and people who are searching for themselves, who now have to say that equality that you want now, Mr. Native Indian, is what we fought for and gave our lives for you. Because that's one thing they can never take away from the Yamassee, that we fought for no matter what color, no matter what ethnicity. Yes, we put people in slavery, but our slavery was different compared to theirs. But we fought for them. We was the first Coast Guard. Wow. See, that is a part of black history people don't even know.
Wow.
We was the first Coast Guard for the North Atlantic region, the seaboard.
Say black people are afraid of water, though, right?
Oh yeah, we black, we afraid of water.
Yeah.
But as Creeks, we traveled up and down the water.
Mm-hmm.
Think about that one.
Wow.
We did that. So again, yeah, and that's why I was telling you before we started the interview. I have so much in my head and so much information that I have that I try to express, and not in ways that I'm dictating to people, but in ways that entices you to think and research for yourself. Don't take what Chief Se'khu is saying. Go and research it for yourself.
Yes,
And if
sir.
you still doubt that, go to our Instagram page, and I try my best to provide as many links and information as I can so that you are guided. But stop taking the narrative and stop being embarrassed to be who you are.
That's right.
You know what I mean? I have Creek brothers and sisters that look white. I have Creek brothers and sisters who look modern day Indians, and I have Creek brothers and sisters who look like us. And I identified me as Chief, who thank me every day for sharing this message, because they know they cannot change the historical narrative. And they need me to be able to explain for them why they're Creek, why they're Yamassee, what happened. And those are the people we honor more than anything. Those who accept and say, yeah, that's a fact. Yeah, I look white, but my blood has Negro in it. So I apologize again.
Hey,
Caleb.
we cooking up. I love this.